show you.
Okay. Show me.
It's showtime.
Alright, we're back. And we're getting really close to Halloween. And we got some special videos coming out that day. But today, the day before Halloween, we are going to be watching Phantom of the Opera. What do you know about an opera, Cora?
Nothing.
Well, it's kind of like a musical on stage like Broadway has, but like a lot of long singing. Like they hold notes for a really long time.
And Victoria!
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I have never seen this before either, so just like with the Wolfman, this will be a first time watch for me. I have met plenty of women that go gaga crazy for this film. So I think Cora's gonna love it. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I know, like I said, just a lot of the women I've known in my life, at least back when I lived in Florida, a lot of the women I knew there loved this movie. Nobody seems to remember what it is since I moved up here, however, so...
How dare you not meet women like that when I was born?
Oh, I can't help it, they all live in Florida. Anyways, I know a little bit about this story. Like, I've heard snippets, but I've seen the face of the original Phantom of the Opera, and I've seen the trailer for this. I know that the Phantom in this movie looks nothing like the Phantom in the original, whereas the Phantom in the original looked more ghoulish and scary looking, which was why he wore the mask. In this one, it looks like just a normal guy wearing a mask. Like, okay. That makes no sense, but, you know, they want to sell pretty, so that's Hollywood. They're always trying to sell you pretty, so...
Yeah, even...
Do you know what that term means, Cora?
They always like to be cleany to the viewers.
No. Sell pretty means... Sell pretty basically means... If you have a character that's supposed to be ugly and gross looking, you're going to find the hottest person to fill that role. Because attractive people will sell more tickets than ugly people.
Yeah, even though the character is supposed to be ugly.
Yes.
Hollywood makes no sense.
I mean, there was a time where that wasn't always the case, you know, but now in like modern day, like that's basically what they do. That's why you have, you know, Twilight movies where the vampires sparkle and they don't really look any different when they become vampires. Unlike in Buffy, where they didn't care about that, they made the vampires look ugly and gross when they turned into vampires.
I mean, I didn't think they were ugly, but they still looked different.
Oh, they had the bumpy foreheads and the facial changes and the nose change. Like, you could definitely tell there's a difference between Spike's acting normal and when he goes full vampire.
I'm gonna tell you about sucking blood!
Right? And yeah, the character, I mean, women find the actor who played Spike attractive, but probably found him less attractive when he was in his vampire form. Same for Angel, you know. Whereas, what did you get in Twilight? Their teeth get sharper, that's it. So, that's what it basically means. It basically means, like, this character, he's supposed to not be good looking, but they got a good looking guy to play this character, so.
Makes no sense.
Like, in Ready Player One. The character of Samantha, she's supposed to have a really nasty birthmark on her face that's, like, really noticeable. Yet, in the movie, it's barely noticeable. Like, are you flipping kidding me? That looks nothing like the character is described. Like, you should noticeably notice it. Not just, oh, you know, a little makeup over that would cover it right up. You know?
I don't know. I haven't read the book. I just watched the movie. I believe the movie.
But, alright. We're going to go get our seats and get ready for the show because this is a musical. And I know Cora, and she loves musicals.
I'm going to bring my 1,500 bags of popcorn in here.
Okay. I don't think we have that many. But alright, we will see you after the movie.
Bye.
Lot 666, a chandelier in pieces. Some of you may recall the strange affair of the Phantom of the Opera. Gentlemen.
Alright, so we just finished Phantom of the Opera. So, Cora, what was this movie about?
I'm to explain it.
Want me to tell the story?
Yes.
Okay, so there was this legend of this Phantom of the Opera that we're kind of being told through flashback of one of the main characters. And basically, there was this popular, famous singer, and she was, like, everybody liked her except for the Phantom. The Phantom had his eyes on another girl who was just as good, in my opinion, at singing. And he wanted this girl, Christine, to be the lead in the opera house. And so he basically started, like, doing things to make sure she got the lead role because she was the one that knew the songs. Sit up. And basically, so after her first performance as the lead in the first opera, then he, like, takes her down and, like, you know, reveals himself to her. That, you know, he's not just a myth, that he's not just a ghost, he's an actual person. And then there's kind of like this love story going on between them. Like, he's been in love with her and she's falling in love with him. But at the same time, she's also falling in love with this young rich gentleman who's been coming to the shows since she's been growing in popularity. And he has his eyes set on her too. So this of course makes the Phantom mad. And now he, you know, basically the two guys keep clashing, you know, over who's gonna be with her, and she can't make up her mind. At least that's what I'm getting from everything that I saw and heard. And finally, the Phantom felt betrayed, so he was gonna, you know, just take them both out during his next opera. And they were, at the same time, were going to set a trap to capture the Phantom by having the police there. But the Phantom figured it out and kidnapped her and dragged her down to his lair. But she revealed his face to the public right before the trap could be sprung. And so Patrick Warburton, the rich gentleman that also loves her, goes down, follows them into the labyrinth underneath the opera house. And basically, the Phantom, you know, gets him strung up to hang him. And basically tells her, look, you gotta choose. It's me or it's him. And if you pick him, I'm gonna kill him. So you basically gotta pick me or else. And she basically is like, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, that's a terrible way to be. That would never be love. And he thinks about it and he basically freaks out and he realizes that she's right and lets them both go and says, you know, fine, then go be with him. I'll be destined to be alone because this would never work. And so with that, she grew up, she became a wife and mother. But then she passed away, and Patrick leaves, you know, a monkey thing that was made by the Phantom on her grave. But when he does this, there is a rose with a ring, the same ring the Phantom was trying to give her, on the grave as well. Which means that the Phantom is still out there and he's still watching. So, yeah, that was basically Phantom of the Opera, at least from what I've understood. Because, you know, it is a lot of singing.
La 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 la.
And with somebody constantly moving around and not sitting still. that's why she doesn't know what happened, really, because she wasn't really paying attention. So I'm already going to guess her score on this is going to be pretty low, because she couldn't pay attention to the movie. But I think this is something that if she revisits it when she gets older and can understand it better, I think she'll definitely like it a bit more. So, alright, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will give our final scores.
Bye.
Looking for something to pass the time? Need something good to read or listen to?
To get you ready for Halloween.
Do you like famous slashers like Jason, Freddy, Michael, or Ghostface? Do you wish there was something new and original that you could read on your phone or tablet? Or perhaps you like to grab a scary book and read by candlelight?
Check out these short stories, written by Sean Connaughton. When a mildly abusive man mistreats his bride-to-be on Halloween night, his neighbors decide to teach him a lesson. A lesson he won't soon forget when he finds himself in the witch's hole. And narrated by me, Tara Klein.
A Seattle detective, Scott Grimes, investigates a string of odd murders. But where this case ultimately leads him, he could never have predicted when he crosses paths with the legal murderer. And narrated by me, Brad Letson.
Join the Dunn family as they make their way to a vacation home for a weekend trip. However, when the sun goes down, things seem to get just as dark inside as outside. Stay with the Dunns and see if you can make it through The Mansion. Audiobook narrated by Dylan Poor.
This story follows Sir Godwin as he and a small group transport a lovely princess out of a soon-to-be war zone, and as they travel they must pass through some woods. However, things grow darker and more sinister the deeper into the woods they go, and they find what some believe to only be known as the Legend of Fort Blood. Narrated for you by Angela Strauman.
So, turn out the lights, light a candle, grab your phone or tablet, and download your ebook or audiobook now.
Currently available all year round on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes.
So don't miss out, and grab your copy today.
Alright, so we're going to start with Cora. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Phantom of the Opera?
A 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with this, and it felt like I could watch this with my kids. If I even do have it.
Okay, that's quite surprising.
What? There's no blood and no sign of hole.
Okay.
At least mine is from the all plot killing.
Anyways, did you have a favorite character?
I would say Christine. I mean, she's nice. And a great scene.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite scene?
No.
No, you didn't have a favorite scene? Did you have a favorite song?
In fact, the beginning one.
Okay.
But there's no, like, in a musical, there's at least talking.
Yeah.
But in this, musical, done. Musical,
Oh, it
done.
depends on the musical.
Done. Every time when a musical is done, every time in a musical just stopped, a few seconds, there's no one talking, then boom, another musical.
You mean song? Another song? It's all one musical.
Song.
A musical is song, 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 song. That tells the story.
Song, no words. No,
That is
words at all.
there were little moments between the songs where they actually talked. So it's a musical. Anyways, moving on to my score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this an 8. Visually, it is great. Phantom of the Opera has really good visual effects, really good prop work. Because all the story is told through song, it does make it a little hard to follow some of the things that are going on. So that's why I'm quite surprised Cora rated it so high. Although it does come off very Remnant, to me at least, as the same story as Beauty and the Beast. I definitely got a lot of Beauty and the Beast vibes out of this movie. But what brought this down for me, again, going back to what I said at the intro, when he had the mask on, and it was covering only half of his face, like, you could see certain parts of his face and they didn't look that bad. And his eyes looked like they were the same color and everything. But then, the moment they take off the mask, suddenly his flesh is all crazy and his eyes a different color. It's like, okay, the mask does not hide that much. And he wore a couple different masks, and it's like the mask doesn't hide that much of your face. Especially when you have that black one on. Like, that red stuff went all the way down his cheek and like under his chin. But when he had the mask on, nope, it looked like normal face. But other than that, yeah, the costumes were great. I was honestly expecting there to be a final battle between the Phantom and the other guy, Patrick Wilson's character. I thought they were going to battle to the death, but they didn't. And I kind of wanted to see, like, they set up this whole storyline almost where that one girl who's played by the actress who played Rita Skeeter, I'm spacing on her name, but she was the one who saved the Phantom originally back in the past, and basically it felt like she was already in love with him. She knew so much about him. She knew like where his catacombs was. It seemed like they had something going between them. I was waiting for him to, be like, oh, she's loved me all this time, and have her come up and say she's loved him all this time. And he's just been blind to the love that's right in front of his face. Chasing the woman he can't have, instead of the woman who does want to be with him. But then again, her daughter, it seemed like she had something, like, she was really interested in the Phantom too. So it's like two different possible girls could have been into the Phantom, and just because he had his eyes set on Christine, it's like no one else existed. So I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get some wrap up there with one of those. But anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Join us tomorrow on Halloween, because this should be up on a Monday, so Halloween's on Tuesday. We got 2 episodes coming out tomorrow for Halloween. The first episode will be in the morning. Second episode will be in the afternoon. The first episode is going to be a quick one. It's just going to be me and Cora ranking all the movies we've watched for this Universal Monster Marathon, kind of. And yeah, and then we got another review coming out later that day where we will have some special pumpkin carving going on. So, alright, we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye.